One of the biggest mistakes when using builder gel is allowing your cat to walk everywhere, is applying it like a regular nail polish. Just a thin coat of color, and then you expect it to prevent your natural nail from breaking or peeling. It's called builder gel for a reason. You're supposed to build a new nail on top of your own nail. In this video, I will guide you through step-by-step process on how to do it. We'll try my new nail lamp by Esmeo, as well as their new colors of builder gels that came all the way from Australia. This is my client's hand. She has acrylic overlay with gel on top, so we need to start with product removal. I will be using carbide bead with blue abrasive mark, and looks like there's something white or yellow right in the middle of the nail. Do you guys see this bubble? This is product lifting, and it's super important to remove it. So first I'm going to file off the product around this area, and then I'm getting closer and realize that it was not lifting from the free edge like I first thought. This is actually a bubble lifting, which happens right in the middle of the nail and is very tricky because normally you cannot feel it. Unlike lifting near the cuticle, it's just there. So the only way to see it is to remove the color. Right here, this part in the middle was not adhered to the nail plate. So it's a good thing we removed it, and when doing product removal, make sure that you get rid of all the lifting. Next step is cleaning the area underneath. Since this is going to be natural nail overlay, I'm not really filing her nails down, I'm just slightly cleaning them underneath. So even though the speed I'm using is 18,000 rotations per minute, I'm doing a very light touch just to refresh this area underneath the nails. Then we proceed to one of the most important parts of gel overlay, and I noticed that in my videos this part is one of the most frequent ones that people skip when watching the video. And I get it. Watching nail art or product application is way more exciting and visually pleasing, but guys, this is so important. If you will not do nail prep properly, your overlay will not last. So we need to push back the cuticles, and most importantly, we need to clean this spreading cuticle from the nail plate. And I prefer doing dry manicure. That's why I'm using flame-shaped diamond bead with red abrasive mark. The speed is about 18,000 rotations per minute. So first I clean the left side, and then I proceed to the right side and push back the cuticles. My client has such a pretty hands and nails, and not that much of the cuticles of this dead tissue that we need to remove, so I will simply use a cuticle scissors to carefully trim this dead tissue. Next step is examining the nails. If everything is on point, if there are no broken nails or anything we need to fix, we proceed with the product application. But in this case, there is something I would like to fix. Take a look at this nail from the side view. It's growing downwards, and it's so different compared to the other nails, which is kind of common, by the way, with index finger on your dominant hand. That's why this nail also seems shorter than the rest of them. So let's fix it, and I will show you a very cool technique on how to do that. We will be using nude colored polygel, which I think is perfect with this client's skin tone, and I'm going to take quite an amount of polygel and add it right on the free edge. I know it looks weird and scary, but guys, that's what we need to do. So you need to take a look from the side view. If you build enough product to make this nail look like it's growing straight, not downwards, which means sometimes maybe even one application like this might not be enough. So I'm going to take a little more of the polygel and add it, but make sure that you fully cure it first. So I took more polygel to build up this structure of the nail, and the reason I'm using polygel, not soft gel, not any other soft product, is for fixing nails like this. It is better to use hard products, which is acrylic hard gel or polygel. Now from the side view, you can see quite an amount of product, and I think that's enough. Make sure that the length is matching with the rest of the nail. Make sure that you fully cure it, which usually 1 to 2 minutes in LED lamp. And once it's done, we're going to file and shape it, but not like we normally do. First, I'm going to remove the sticky layer, and then I'm going to use a carbide bit and start filing off the nail underneath. This moment might be confusing for some people because one time I shared a similar tutorial and I received a comment of one lady saying, "Hey, you tricked me, like we're not actually fixing my claw-shaped nails, we're just building the product on top of them." This technique is very helpful to visually fix the nails, but of course we cannot really change the growth of the nails. They will continue growing like that. However, they will look like they're growing straight if you do it every 2 fills. So first I filed off all this pile of the product underneath, and yes, technically we filed off the natural nail too, so now it's shorter, but also I filed off the product mostly from the center. So now we have this newly built nail, and then I file and shape it like I normally would from the top, from the sidewalls, just to make sure that it has the consistent shape, just like the rest of the nails. Take a look at this nail now. My client said, "Whoa, my nail is straight now." And if we look from the side view, it's also looking straight and matching with the rest of the nails. Now the big question, do we need to do this? It's really up to you. If you don't mind having this curve on your nails, that's totally fine. In my opinion, if all of the nails have this slight curve, then it's totally fine. But if there's just one nail, usually we really want to fix it so it will not look as different. Now let's proceed to the product application. So first I'm going to apply dehydrator. I cleaned the area underneath the nails already with e-file, so I basically prepped it. But if you're not sure about your application skill, if you want to create some additional adhesion, then you can also apply dehydrator under the nails. But I do not recommend using the same brush. It's better if you use another brush or use a lint-free wipe. And then we're going to apply a thin coat of the base coat. So I have this 2-in-1 base coat by Esmeo, which has a medium thick consistency. This is a builder base, so we also can use it for building the structure, but today we will be using some colors. That's why I will use it just like a regular base. Thin coat, cure for 1 minute. And speaking of curing, it is very important to understand that your product needs to match with the lamp that you're using. So in this case, this is going to be perfect and simple because I have Esmeo lamp now and I also have Esmeo builder gels. So we know for sure that they're compatible. Let's unpack the lamp. It has kind of unusual design and style. It has 4 different options: 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and 99 seconds is a low heat mode, which means if you're working with a client with damaged or sensitive nails, you may use this mode because it's going to carefully add more power with every second. Also, you can remove the part which is magnetic if you want to do pedicure, or if for some reason you want to use the lamp like this, like simply take it and put it on top of someone's hands. For example, I like using this feature with my grandma because she's in her 90s, and for her, you know, it's a bit confusing. I cannot really ask her to move her hands that much, so it's much easier for me if I just tell her, okay, just hold your hand on the table like this and I will put it on top. Also, because of this design, we can see that only the very tips of the fingers and the nails are inside the lamp, while this part of the hand, which is normally exposed to UV light, is staying outside of the lamp, so we do not have this extra UV exposure. Next product I really wanted to try is Esmeo builder gels. I already tried their products and I love them. I use them a lot, but they came up with the new colors, and nude color or natural color builder gels I think is not something unusual already. You've probably seen some of these products, but now they also have color builder gels. Can you imagine that? Like they have this beautiful classic red color. So this is actually a thick consistency builder gel that you can apply on the nails and build a structure. You can soak them off if that's the kind of removal that you prefer. They're HEMA-free. Today we are going to try two of these colors, beautiful nude as well as classic red, because I'm super curious if it's actually going to work and most importantly fully cure on the nails. So this is the best technique on how to apply builder gel. First, you apply a thin coat like you normally would. Make sure that you don't have any empty spots. If you cannot apply it too close to the cuticle, you can use a detailer brush and apply it along the sidewalls. And do not cure. We simply leave the slip layer like it is, and then we take more builder gel. And the most important part here is how you're holding the client's finger. It should be facing downwards, because if it's flat, you are risking flooding the sidewalls or product moving to the sides. And we want it to move mostly towards the center. So if you hold the client's finger like this or your own finger, it will be way more helpful. And then I'm using this printing technique, moving from left side to the right side, simply floating and applying the product. Here's another technique when you can take the drop and carefully slide it. This one is more helpful when you're dealing with shorter nails. And then if you see that there's too much product on the free edge and you cannot clearly see this apex in the center, before curing, you can take a detailer brush and slightly fix it. You can turn the hand upside down, which is also very helpful. So unless you're fully satisfied with the product application, do not cure them. If you accidentally flooded the skin, also do not cure it, clean it first. Then we proceed with the red color, and I'm super excited. I don't think I've ever worked with red builder gels yet. So first we apply a thin coat the same way, and then we do this printing technique. And this is so cool because this is such a beautiful red color, and I think it looks amazing when you apply it as builder gel. But keep in mind, even though these are builder gels and they're designed to build a structure, still do not overdo it, okay? If you apply an insane amount of the color on top, the nails will look bulky. Next trick and tip, which I know not everyone is doing, but I highly recommend you to, is slightly file the nail. Yes, because whenever we apply builder gel, even if you're amazing at it, there's probably a little chance that a little part of the nail has just this tiny amount of product. You know what I mean? Like it's not fully sealed with the product. But if you carefully file and shape the nails, then you're making sure that we have the product and the nail on the same level. Now let's do the fun part, and we are doing different styles of designs on both hands. So for our beige hand, I will be sealing it with the matte top coat and cure it in LED lamp for 60 seconds. And with the classic red nails, we decided to make them look more chic, like we have this beautiful girly nails. First I sealed it with a glossy top coat, and when sealing it with the top coat, also do not forget to carefully cap the free edge. And then I will be using this gel to secure some rhinestones. I also added some silver caviar beads in between, so it looks like a necklace. And I think it looks so cute with this exact color and shape. So we decided to add it on two nails. So basically we will have like two necklaces. On another hand, I will do something different, and this one will be perfect for girlies who do not like when something is on top of their nails. No texture, like someone who will not want to have crystals. So first I'm taking this pencil and drawing some lines, which probably you cannot see. Trust me, I barely could see them myself, but I just need this guide to make sure I will not forget what my main idea was. Then I'm going to take my carbide drill bit, which I normally use for filing off the remaining natural nail underneath, and then I'm going to drill through her nail. But don't worry, first of all, the speed I'm using is not something crazy, it's like 15,000 RPMs, and I'm not really drilling that deep, so it's basically just the matte top coat and a little bit of the color maybe. But still, I was really worried that it may feel hot or uncomfortable for my client, but she said no, she didn't feel any discomfort at all, which means I didn't really go deep. And now I'm drilling these little circles, not holes, because I'm not drilling all the way through her nail, and creating some kind of pattern. When there's dust all over it and some remains of the matte top coat, it may get confusing and you will not really see what kind of pattern you already have. So you can clean the dust and check it out. Once I did all this carving and drilling, I take some glossy top coat and apply it inside of this pattern. Do not add too much. Our goal is not to fully seal it, but just to add a little bit. Cure. I cured for 40 seconds because that's the approximate time for my glossy top coat to use chrome powder, because then I'm going to use the golden chrome powder inside. And because we have a matte top coat outside, we do not need to worry that we will add too much and the pattern will not remain the same. So even if this chrome powder still sticks to the surface, you can carefully clean it because it will mostly adhere to the glossy top coat. And now we have this beautiful golden pattern. I got inspired by some jewelry I saw. There's this style of golden jewelry where they have similar pattern, like my mom used to have this bracelet and earrings which look very similar, and now we created them on the nails. And there's just a tiny bit of texture, you cannot really feel it. But then the most fun part, we thought, okay, should we leave it matte? If you want to leave it matte, you absolutely can. Then you just need to seal it with a glossy top coat, only the part in the center. But then we thought, no, I think it actually would look nice with a glossy top coat. So we seal it with a glossy top coat and then you add a little bit more to the center. So that way you will have perfectly smooth nails. There won't be any actual texture, but it will look like we have this little ridge in the middle of the nail. This is 3.5 weeks follow-up and they're still in a great condition. Links to LED lamp and builder gels will be in my description box. Let me know which design do you like the most, these beige and golden ones or classic red with rhinestones.